Okay, in this lab, implement the following Q class with whatever districts you desire. Whew. You may use code from a previous lab, aka do use code from your previous lab. Please, please, please. This is basically the same interface. Whoops. But this lab, we've talked about this. Hopefully this isn't rocket science. But adding with priority basically adds sorted is what it is. But sorting from lowest to highest. So this, in a priority queue, makes some sense, because if someone needs to be a little ahead in the line so they get a little priority access because their task is more time sensitive, there we go, then they should be bumped up a bit. We'll just say that. And with priority, usually the lowest number has the highest priority, meaning that the lowest number needs to pop out first. So you want to put it in ascending order. So if the queue was 5, 10, 15, and you want to add 7, it should become 5, 7, 10, 15. All right. I didn't go over this too much in class. Hopefully by now that's fairly straightforward what's going on, but that's your first assignment, or first part of this assignment. The next one is to get the shortest path with warps. All right. I'll tell you what a warp is, but real quick, you have a map, width, length, start x, start y, index, end y. Hopefully that is very familiar by now. And so the idea is, what is the shortest path from your start x, start y, to your index and your end y? That's what we want to know. But because I don't want you to just copy code, I'm going to change it up just a little bit, because I'm going to add something called a warp, which basically allows you to go from one point to another point with only a cost of one distance, basically. So now you can go up, down, left, right. Unless you're at a warp, then you can go also to this other position as well. So there's a fifth option, possibly. And this is how it's set up. If the cell that you're on is a 0, that means it's passable. There's no warp. So you can just go up, down, left, right, and that's it. If it's a -1, it's a wall. You can't go through it. So we used 1. Now we're going to use -1. The reason for that is if it's a warp, it has to have a value greater than 999 and warps to a position of the first 3 digits, comma, the second 3 digits. Okay. In other words, 1000 is going to warp to 1, 0, and 203, 109 warps to 203, 109. All right? The way you get these values, because I don't want you to be caught up on that, the x value is cell divided by 1000. 1000 divided by 1000 is 1. Whatever this is, 1000, when you divide by 1000, chops off the 109 and gives you the 203. The y value is cell mod 1000, so it chops off the upper half and just gives you the lower half. Okay? It's just an easy way to get that in there without having to add all this weird class-based silliness. Taking a warp still costs 1, so when you're at a place that's a warp, it's up, down, left, right, or take the warp. All right? And again, shortest path, you need to return the length of the shortest path. Any questions?
Do Wednesday?
Yep. You may use vector string and list from the STL. Oh, that means you can use the queue. Well, anyways, that's fine. All right. Questions, comments, screens? No, still no screen. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's one. Thank you. All right. Well, that's all for today. So let's see. I assigned midterm, project, and lab. Have a great weekend. I will see you actually Wednesday of next week, because Monday I'll have virtual office hours. Do contact me. I will be on Discord.